Hey everyone, welcome back. I've just bought the AC400 air filter for small shops from Record Power, and as you can see I'm just unboxing, checking for any damage and admiring the colour. Absolutely love green, and I'm thinking about maybe getting rid of the stickers, but other than that it's looking quite good.
Okay, so I've unboxed it. It all looks good at the moment. It's got a 3-point or 3-pin plug, UK style, and the length of the cable, I believe, is 1.5 meters from memory, which is a decent length. For me though, I will be unscrewing and taking the plug out and wiring it directly into a plug, so I can't check now if that is actually working. I'll be mounting this from the ceiling, so I'm hoping in here I've got some mounts, I've got a remote, batteries, brilliant, don't need to buy my own. Fantastic, so this is what I was after. I've got some hooks and chains. So I believe I'll screw the hooks into these 4 bolts here and then attach the chains to hang from the ceiling. I'm quite short, so I don't need to worry about banging my head. This was the main reason I chose this air filter over any other particular models. For example, the Axminster. The hanging hardware came with the unit, and with other brands you have to purchase this separately, which for me and the price of the unit I thought was asking a little bit too much, so I decided to go with this AC400.
Okay, so I have unboxed the AC400 and I'm now just reading the instructions and making sure I know what I am doing before I progress on to the next step. The main thing I'm reading here is the spacing and how to hang it from the ceiling.
Okay, so first point to note from reading the assembly instructions is that it says it will work best if it's located away from corners or heating and cooling vents. Should have perhaps researched this a little bit better before I built my workshop, because I've hardwired my heater here and I've hardwired my air filter in the corner next to the heating unit, but I have limitations, and because it is a small workshop compared to what you may find elsewhere on YouTube, I've got to do and go with what I've got. So it's going in the corner against the manufacturer's assembly advice, and it's going next to the heater. This might affect the filtration, but in my view having at least some level of filtration is going to be better than not having any. So yeah, get the hooks on and get this thing up on the wall.
Okay, so what I'm doing here is just accessing the holes that the hooks will bolt into, and I'll just quite happily go away and install all 4 hooks, and then the future me realizes, having read the instruction manual, that the past me has made a mistake. So I have to go back, unscrew everything and start again, and you'll see future me explain that in just a few moments. Just wait for the penny to drop and I guess have a laugh at me.
I've had a read of the assembly instructions. You get 4 hooks with thread which goes into your ceiling. Got to make sure that it can support up to 45 kilograms, and then you have 4 hooks which then bolt into the top of the filter, and you need to ensure that you screw it directly into the bolt first, like so, and then onto the air filter. So I'm just going to do this now and speed up.
The AC400 is a two-stage air filter with remote. It has 3 speeds, which is low, medium and high, and a time delay of 1 hour, 2 hours and 4 hours. That function is only available on the remote. It would have been nice if that function was also on the unit itself. The buttons on the unit are just the on-off and the speed function, which for me is a shame. I would have preferred the time button on there, because if you lose your remote, then you lose that time delay function.
Okay, so it does come with approximately a 6-inch chain, which will hang from the ceiling like so. It's a little bit long for me, so I'm just going to cut these down now and then attach these hooks to the ceiling.
Okay, so all I'm doing here is literally using a pair of wire cutters to snap the chain in half, and I'm going to be doing that for all 4, and then we'll see where I've got to.
Okay, I've attached the unit to the ceiling. It's a little bit lower than I would like. I've had to just use the hooks instead of the chain, but I'm going to give it a go, see how I manage it as it is in the shop. If not, I can always build a shelf on that wall and just side mount it. Okay, it's not exactly where the manufacturers have suggested that it sits, but it's still going to filter air in my view. So what I'm going to do now is just wire in the plug. Okay, so as you've just seen, I've flipped it around. The reason for that is so you don't see the plug. Hopefully it won't affect anything. It's just going to push air against this wall and circulate it around, so that should be okay. You may have seen the wire or the plug fall off. I've already unscrewed it, so I'm going to unwire this now and install it into the side plug. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just hardwire this cable into this box here. It has its own fuse and its own switch. Just for everyone's peace of mind and safety, it's always important that you turn off all power when working with electricity. I'm not a qualified electrician, and I do not advise you to do this yourself unless you know what you're doing. So I've got socket and heater, the RCD here, that turns off all the power to this box, and I'm going to install this now.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Hope you really enjoyed the video. After a month or so of using the air filter, I was a little bit disappointed in the fact it does not eliminate all the dust in your workshop. However, I am really happy that it is cut down about 90% of the dust. So thanks for watching everyone, have a good evening. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe and hit the notification bell to receive future videos. Thanks everyone.